All right, so this is a review on the movie by you could call it a movie or sort of a biopic by what's called Judas and the Black Messiah. The reason why I say it's sort of a biopic is mainly because it is more of a story based on true events in regards to Fred Hampton and the situation there. So initially, yeah, I had a negative reaction when I first found out about this movie, mainly because of the title. Now, when I found out who was directing it and that Daniel Kaluuya, why can I not say his name? Daniel Kaluuya, like, when I found out they were involved, I thought, alright. Then when I found out about is it Lakeith, when he's gonna play Bill O'Neill. And it's interesting because this was so interesting about life, right? I thought, from the title, why are they calling it Judas the Black Messiah? What? Why? Like, I never understood it. Yeah? This is my exact reaction. I'm going to leave it here somewhere, right? On the screen. You'll see it. And I left it. This was via the Thealkebulantrust on Twitter when I first found out about it. So I was like, alright, cool. Well, I'm still going to I will reserve my judgment afterward. Let me just watch the movie and then, give my real point of view. And it turns out that there was some information that I had no idea about. Yeah? So first of all, let's look at the title, right? Judas and the Black Messiah. So the first question is, who's Judas? Do you see what I mean? Who is Judas? Now, whether you're a Christian or maybe you're not, you may not be familiar with the story between Jesus and the 12 disciples. You may be familiar with it, or you say, well, some of you call him Jesus. I call him Yeshua ben Yosef, because that's actually his actual name. But it's debatable whether he really did exist. But the story still is something that you can be inspired by regardless, yeah? Now, so basically, he said at the Last Supper that one of you is going to betray me. Like, he literally just said it. One of you is going to betray me. And all of them... I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But the story goes, he said, one of you is going to betray me, and boom. A lot of people were saying, no, we won't betray you, we'll never betray you. And one of the disciples was named Judas, yeah? So, just to make things clear. Well, we say Judas, but it could be Judas, because there was no J in that the alphabet, well, in that particular alphabet around that time. But we won't ever get into that. So what was I saying? So basically, long story short, I don't know what the duration of the timeline, but after that, then Judas ended up betraying Yeshua ben Yosef, yeah? Or Jesus, as you may know him as. So the situation goes that I believe he gave him up to the I don't even know what those people are. Was it the Pharisees or something like that, which made him end up being nailed to the cross, and boom, the rest is more or less history, so to say. But then it's debatable whether he was hung on a cross or whether he was hung on a tree. Yeah, I believe there is a scripture where there is a mention that he was hung on a tree. If I can find that scripture, I'll leave it in the comment section. Not comment section. I'll leave it in the. I'll do a video. You know what I mean? Like, it'll pop up on the screen. Yeah. If it's not there, then obviously I couldn't find it, innit? But let's keep it moving. So now you understand that. Yeah. It's important that I break down the title and the meaning so you can understand the situation at hand here. Now you got and the Black Messiah. Yeah. So the Black Messiah. Who is the Black Messiah? Now there is. I forgot the name of the movie. I think it's called Panther. Yeah, which is actually a Black Panther movie. Like, literally, it's about the Black Panther Party. Yeah, and this was released back in the 90s. Now, I believe it was at the beginning. Yeah, I'm gonna try to insert the clip. Yeah, and he basically J. Edgar Hoover, who's basically the head of the CIA or the FBI at that time, like, he mentioned there will never be a Black Messiah unless we create him. I'm going to repeat that again. Even though I'm going to insert the clip. He mentions there will never be a Black Messiah until We create him. So you know what's mad about that situation? Fast forward decades later, decades later, there is someone that is called Barack Obama. Now, you may think, oh, he's a nice guy, he's cool, he's calm, this, that, and the third. But if you've heard Abomination Part 1 and 2 by Low Key, you will understand what's going on. You see what I mean? Like with Barack Obama, the first black, the masses were hungry. First black, in fact, I'm going to use the lyrics on the screen. You can read it for yourself, and then you can watch the actual video too. In fact, let me react to that. And then you can, I'm going to react to that still. So make sure you subscribe, so you can see that reaction to those videos. And, but yeah, so the thing is, the Messiah, was also referenced to Jesus or Yeshua. You get it? Like he's the chosen one, the Messiah, boom, boom, boom. So in this context, it's more of, okay, well, Judas is Bill O'Neill and the Messiah is Fred Hampton. So, and the reason why Fred Hampton is regarded as the Messiah, because at his age, do you see what I mean? The things that, like his vision, his mindset, everything, like, and everything he was doing, he was more or less in line to save not to save black people, but save humanity. Because there's certain things he was doing, there's some things I didn't even know about. And it's interesting because you may say, okay, like what, okay, so why is it really called Judas and the Black Messiah? Like, how does that make sense? How are you comparing this and that, right? The reason why I'm comparing the two is because that's exactly what more or less Bill O'Neill did. He was the Judas, He sold out Fred Hampton. Do you see what I mean? Like, I'm not giving away too much of the movie, but because history is history, innit? Like, it's there, I didn't know there was also a clip as well, or maybe it's a clip, but if I can upload it on the channel, I will, so you can watch it yourself. But he was part of this documentary or whatever, and he spoke and boom, 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 did his thing, and afterwards, I don't want to, in fact, I won't even go too much into it. But what I will say is this. There's something that happened. When you've got a guilty conscience of something tends to happen. Like, I'm telling you, this is why I strongly believe in just putting out the energy that you would like to receive. Like, I'm strong, like, and the thing is, there was an interview with Daniel Kaluuya in, I think it was The Breakfast Club, but there was another one, and he more or less heard, you know what's so funny about that? Imagine I just see a notification from The Breakfast Club. I've just seen a notification from The Breakfast Club. That is fucking hilarious. I love being spiritually inclined. Anyway, so, what was I saying? So, in that interview, like, he was dropping the bare gems regardless, and that's less than 30 minutes, That interview's less than 30 minutes, and he dropped bare gems in that, And I'm gonna try and take some quotes from that and put it on our Twitter and also Instagram, so you see these quotes so you can deep them, right? But yeah, so what was I saying? So basically, long story short, he was asked, like Daniel Kaluuya, he was asked about, the situation between, like, do you have empathy, or what do you think of Bill O'Neill, or whatever the case is. I forgot the actual question per se, but it was something along those lines. And he said something really interesting. He said something about he was only like 19, and he mentioned the term apathy, like he has apathy for him, or not apathy, was that apathy? He used the term apathy as well. So that was interesting in mentioning that, and it's interesting they mentioned because not Daniel Kaluuya, but the host, they were saying, oh well, he was 19 and Fred Hampton was 20, 21 at the time, and this is the thing. It's like there's two levels. So it's like, can you feel sympathetic towards Bill O'Neill? It's hard to really say, because if that never happened, would I be here discussing this? I don't know. Like, It's mad, like everything happens for a reason. Because even, I swear, Jay-Z was born on his, like the day, this is what's so mad. Not mad, but what's so insane about life and crazy, but it's like, Jay-Z was literally born the day he died. Like the day Fred Hampton died, should I say. Like December the 4th, 1969. I'm going to repeat again. December the 4th, 1969. And Jay-Z is part of the soundtrack. Yeah? Like, it's astonishing to me how there's certain coincidences and certain things that happen in life that just make a lot of sense. Even the fact of Daniel Kaluuya played, I believe it's the character W'Kabi in Black Panther, yeah, the Marvel comic Black Panther. Do you see what I mean? And now things come full circle where he's now playing an actual Black Panther. Do you see what I mean? An actual Black Panther in Fred Hampton, yeah, Chairman Fred, yeah. And I like the fact that, because also I mentioned that he needed to be, I think I was asking at the time when I first found out about the movie, like, oh, is the family going to be involved in this, that, and the third? Because I want to make sure like things are accurate, innit? Like, so that's one thing I want to know, is the family involved? It's the same thing with the Harriet Tubman movie. Like, is the family involved? If the family's involved, then fair enough. It's the same thing with Madam C.J. Walker. Was the family involved? Yes. Yeah. Now, there's certain things that I disagree with under that movie, but if, you know, her, I guess it would be her great-great-granddaughter, you know, pressed their head with the situation and she was okay with a Hollywood version of it, then who am I to say, do you know what I mean? Who am I to say anything? That's what she wanted. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what she wanted. That's what she okayed. So it's different. Like, it's different when the family's involved versus when the family's not involved. If the family's not involved, then yeah, there's a problem. But if the family's involved, then yeah, there's going to be some things you may disagree with if they add things and take things out or they twist storylines and stuff like that. I don't want a Hollywood version of anything that happened during history. I want actual events that happened, because you're able to learn from these things that happen. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have to, like, one thing about life is you have to learn from the past. You have to learn from it, otherwise you're going to stay literally in the past in terms of the negative aspects of it. Yeah, there's some things in the past that are good that you can carry on and carry forward, but the negative things, you're going to end up staying exactly where you are. It's like, for example, with this quote-unquote black struggle, right? The only reason why the black struggle still is there is simply because we haven't learned from the past. And we have to learn, like, prior to... In fact, if we're going to talk about the Black Panther Party, we have to literally stand up for our rights. We have to literally, you know, defend our communities. We got to literally be there for our community. Literally. You see what I mean? This is like one of the reasons why the Thealkebulantrust exists. Because I'm trying to create something like that. You see what I mean? Like, I'm literally trying. Like it's hard to explain why I've got this level of enthusiasm, why I've got this level of passion. But some things, when it's just your calling, it's your calling. Regardless whether certain things happen or don't happen. I don't watch face. I just focus on what I need to do within that day to achieve certain tasks that get to the end result. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so whatever's done is done, whatever be will be will be. But back to the movie. So yeah, I feel like overall, I'm gonna give the movie like a 10 out of 10. I like Daniel Kaluuya, like, he did a phenomenal job. Phenomenal, like, and there is this talk about, oh, why do black British actors take African American jobs or whatever the case they play, or playing these type of roles. But you have to understand something. And this is, I'm gonna say it here, I'm gonna do another separate video on this. The situation is, there is a level of racism and discrimination in Britain for the reason why black British actors feel the need to go over to America because there's opportunities over there. Which is mad, because you see blatant racism over there in America, but you don't see that blatant racism in the UK. Do you see what I mean? It's crazy when you deep it. Yeah? So, yeah, anyway. And it's not about them taking it. It's like, at the end of the day, if they do a good job in your auditions, then they do a good job, innit? Like, what can I say? But I like the fact that, you know, Ryan Coogler, Daniel Kaluuya, and Lakeith, and all these other actors and all these other people involved. You see what I mean? Like, I like the simple fact that it's like a class, that they're working together. Yeah, it's like, okay, we work together on this, so I think you may be suited for this, but do audition, boom, boom, boom. It's like, for example, I didn't even know this, yeah, but I found out this out the other day. Deshauna Arnold and well, her name is slipping my mind. I'm about to call her J Marie Kyle. That's my name. Her name is Tisha Campbell. Yeah, so she basically, and this is the funny thing. I know her via that, and some people know her via as Gina, which is funny, which is interesting. Is it Gina? Yeah. So for Martin, and because of the whole Martin situation, which is interesting, because they've known each other. Deshauna Arnold and Tisha Campbell have known each other from childhood. Yeah. So I believe the story goes that she put Deshauna Arnold found out about the audition for Martin. She put she put a friend through, like Tisha Campbell through to come or whatever, and then she passed the audition and they end up working together. You see what I mean? And then there's a situation with how she ended up being on My Wife and Kids as well. Like, it's like, I like that. This is what I mean. Like, people working together. Now, she may not have, Tashana Arnold may not have been on My Wife and Kids or whatever the case is, yeah. But it's just the link up play, like, where you're helping out your friend. Like, I love that. I love that. You know, when they say black women don't work together or this, that, and the third, pull up that story to prove people wrong, yeah. I know that's just one story, but there's many others, yeah. But anyway, 10 out of 10 for the movie. I definitely recommend it. You should go watch it. Whether you're black, white, Asian, go watch the movie. Let's go with an open mind. With the whole build, like, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a separate video on the lessons to learn from the movie as well. Probably do, like, I don't know, 9 lessons to learn, or probably 5 or 6. I don't know. If I'll probably do something like that. I don't know when I'll do it. But make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification, because you never know, the video you suggest might just be next. And you never know, that video might just be next as well. You never know. You never know. All right then. Power to the people.